A small group of families is scouting for a place to build a village, and every path keeps curving back to the same thing: water. This is the heart of early China, people finding the best spots to live, grow food, and stay safe. Once you've watched this, you'll be able to explain how China's rivers, ideas, and inventions built a powerful civilization and connected it to the wider world. Zoomed out, geography writes the opening chapter. Rivers are like nature's power strips. Plug a community into one and it lights up. Drinking, farming, fishing, travel. Now meet the Yellow River, often called the cradle of Chinese civilization. Settle near this river and you get steady water and rich soil, exactly the startup kit an early village needs to grow into a city. Underneath that success is the Loess Plateau. Loess is fine, yellow, wind-blown dust that piles up into super fertile soil. Farmers could dig with simple tools and still get strong harvests, which freed people to specialize in other jobs, like crafting and leadership. What did they grow? A hardy grain called millet, tiny seeds that make filling porridge and flatbread. Millet handles the dry northern climate well, so it powered early meals and stable communities. But there's a twist. The Yellow River floods hard and often, earning the nickname China's Sorrow. When a river can both feed and destroy you, people organize. They build levees, dig canals, and cooperate. That pressure helps create stronger governments and shared rules. Farther south flows the Yangtze River, long and warm. In the south, wet fields fit a different superstar crop: rice. Rice, introduced more widely during the Zhou dynasty, a ruling family line, thrives in paddies, which means more food per acre and denser populations. On the edges, nature draws bold lines. To the north, the Gobi Desert is a vast, dry barrier. To the south, the Himalayas are a wall of ice and rock. These obstacles didn't seal China off, but they did shape where people moved, how they defended borders, and who they traded with. Traditions remember the Shai dynasty as the first rulers, early kings who organized labor and kept order. Whether every detail is proven or not, the big idea is clear. Leadership grows as communities get more complex. Next came the Shang dynasty, known for bronze. Bronze is a strong metal mix that makes sharper tools and tougher weapons, but also beautiful ritual vessels. When you control metalworking, you control a lot: food tools, armies, and prestige. The Shang also left us the earliest Chinese writing. On turtle shells and ox shoulder blades called oracle bones, priests scratched questions to ancestors, heated the bone until it cracked, then interpreted the patterns. That script, the oracle bone script, is the oldest known form of Chinese writing and let rulers record decisions and histories. After the Shang, the Zhou dynasty took power. Their big idea was the mandate of heaven, the claim that heaven grants the right to rule, as long as rulers act justly. If a king becomes cruel or disasters pile up, people might say he's lost the mandate and can be replaced. That's a powerful way to explain change and responsibility. During these centuries, Chinese thinkers asked, how do we keep order? Confucianism teaches respect for elders and ancestors and doing your duty. Taoism says live in harmony with the Tao, the way, the natural flow of things. Legalism argues for strict laws and harsh punishments to keep people in line. 3 different paths to stability. Rulers often mix them. A few centuries later, the Qin dynasty unified warring states and leaned hard on legalism. They began connecting walls along the northern frontier, the early Great Wall, for defense against raids. Most of the famous stone sections came much later, but the purpose was the same: protect the northern edge. Then, the Han dynasty opened long-distance trade routes known as the Silk Road, a web of paths linking China to Central Asia and beyond. Silk, horses, glassware, and ideas moved along these roads, turning China from a local power into a global player. The Han also gave the world paper. Pressed plant fibers turned into sheets. Paper made record-keeping cheaper and faster than carving bamboo or silk, which helped government, schools, and everyday business. To run this growing state, the Han used civil service exams, tests to select government officials based on knowledge and skill, not just family connections. So to pull it together, rivers and soils like the Yellow River, the Loess Plateau, millet, the Yangtze, and rice built the food base. Ideas like the mandate of heaven plus Confucianism, Taoism, and legalism shaped rule and behavior. And big moves like the early Great Wall, the Silk Road, paper and exams connected and organized China. Here's why it matters. When you look at a map of China now, you can read it like a story. Where would you settle, and what rules would your village need to survive the flood and thrive after it?